Hi everybody, this is TJ with the Backpack Trader. I wanted to do a video on the Counterpunch Express 2 and how we could go about using this extremely versatile strategy for trading stocks and options. There's been a lot of requests for more information about this. So I pulled up a chart of the SPDR, the SPY. This is the ETF for the S&P 500. It's in real time. You can see the market's just sold off a little bit. There's a trade right here that you can see that hit targets and stuff. And I'll examine this and show you how we can go about using the counterpunch to trade simple calls and puts, which I think is the best way to use the strategy. Although many of you will figure out ways to perhaps sell premium and sell options and do spreads and what have you. And that's fine too. But this is mostly going to focus on just simple directional trades with calls and puts and possibly a vertical spread, which is also a type of directional trade. All right, so let's look at the calculator first. You'll notice that you only see green trades. When you open the calculator, I've got only the green trades enabled. The white trades and purple trades are set to false. I think that's a good starting point. We'll talk about that a little as we go. You can turn on the white trade. You can turn on the purple trade. You can see how it affects your charts. Just go slowly. Learn things little by little. The thing I do want to show, though, or what I do want to turn on, are the exhaustion dots. I think those are very useful. I'm going to set that to true. And I'm also going to create a larger entry and stop offset. The default for day trading is usually 2 ticks or 2 pips. We're going to go with 100 ticks, which is $1. In a $320 or $330 stock, that's not that much. You could go bigger, you could go less. I'm also going to do a $1 stop as well. And that is where the stop is in relationship to the 3 bars that line up on the exhaustion levels. You could learn about those in another video. One of the other training videos gets into this in greater detail. So this is the default setting that I'm using for a stock chart. After looking at a lot of trades, you may decide to push the entry a little further out or bring it a little further closer. Bring it in a little closer. But I think this is a good starting point. I'm going to leave the targets where there are, but that's another consideration. You could always push the targets out further as well. We're going to go with the 2 cancel bars and the 4 maximum bars for setup as well. And again, if you don't know what any of this means, it is explained inside of the other training videos. So I encourage you to become a student of the strategy and learn it well. All right, there we go. So let's just look at the most recent trade and then we'll go back and examine some past trades. This happened on the 29th of July, not too long ago, just a few bars ago, really, a couple weeks ago. It's in dark green because that's an add-on trade. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. Let me just show you the difference. I turn the add-on trades on because I think when you're trading stocks, especially with the green trades, that the add-on trades give you additional opportunities that are really good. So let me turn it off for a minute. Show add-on, set to false. You see, so now all you have is this one trade here and this one trade here. You have a short trade here. It looks like a trade. It even comes down and hits target 1, but that trade canceled. As you can see with the closing of this bar above the line, the entry stopped printing. So that's a trade that wasn't a trade. It was ignored, basically. So this is the trade that triggers in, goes all the way up, just hit target 2 yesterday. But there are other trading opportunities, as you will learn if you learn how the green trade works. Again, a subject for one of the other training videos. Let's go ahead and set the add-ons to true, show add-ons, because I think when you're trading stocks and options, that's a good setting to have. All right, so now we've got this trade, we've got this trade, and we've got this trade to look at over the last 3 recent trades. Couple possible short trades, none of them triggered in, partly because I pushed them down 100 ticks, as I showed you earlier. All right, so the way the basic principle, you could trade the stock, but at a $326.73 entry price, how many shares can you actually buy? So you're probably going to want to go with options. And I would say if you go with 1 or 2 months into the future, that's what you need with this kind of chart. These charts tend to move to their targets rather soon. So one contract out is probably good. If you go 2 contracts out, you'll pay a little more, but you'll have more protection with time. The time decay won't be an issue. All right, so when you see an entry, 326.73, what I'm recommending is that you just buy a slightly in the money call option. So you can buy the 326 or you can buy the 325. And since it's July, almost in August, I would be looking at the September 325 or 326 call option. And that's it. And when you get to target 1, you scale out this gap through target 1. So you'd scale out, shortly after the open. When it gets to target 2, scale out some more. Target 3, scale out some more. And of course, you can trail your position. All right, so what would a trade like this actually make? Well, we're going to examine that in a moment. If you're using Thinkorswim, you could use the ThinkBack tool that they have where you could actually simulate what a stock, an option would sell for and what the profit would be. And it's a great tool. You could also use the UTA spreadsheet and just put in the stock price and the exits on targets and get a really good idea over time. I'm recommending that you build a stock symbol like this. You look at a chart, you look at the last 100 or so trades, and you literally count them, winners and losers. You want one that wins more than it loses, quite a bit. You'll get a whole bunch of good results. You'll find some stinkers too, I'm sure. You stay away from those, but it's just like doing the fast test when you're counting winning and losing sessions. In this case, you would just be counting winning and losing trades. So you might count 1, 2, 3 winners. Maybe you count this as a loser. If we go back, though, we're going to examine that is actually not a loser at all because of the 5% arc to trading. You don't want to get long right here when you have clear resistance a couple ticks above right here. So you make a little adjustment and that trade is actually avoided. That's not built into the calculator. That's just common sense. That's part of the training of how we trade and what we do is we have to listen to the price action. So really you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 winners and you just count them and you can go back or you can go forward. It's good to do both actually. And when you have a chart that wins a lot, you're going to have confidence in it and you'll be able to start trading. Now, what if you want to know what it makes? Well, the stock is easy. You can put that into the UTA spreadsheet. Just do it as a single share for each position. That's how I would do it. Of course, there's training on the UTA spreadsheet. But to learn about options, I love the Thinkorswim tool. Even though I think they have terrible charts, this is actually an excellent tool to use to help you figure out why, to build your confidence, you can learn what you can make. So let's look at this for example. In fact, I'm going to pull my Thinkorswim platform over here and show you how you can use it to learn with their ThinkBack tool. Okay, so this is Thinkorswim and it's just in sim mode, but what you want to do is go to Analyze, ThinkBack, and then you could put your symbol in here, spider, and then what you're going to want to do is over here in the date, you want to put the date that the trade would have triggered in. Okay, so spider, and it's going to populate with a bunch of options. Just set this up so I can toggle back and forth. All right, so you could see that on 7/29 is the setup date, but it triggers in, we'll just call it on 7/31. Okay, so that's the day that you want to put into your ThinkBack date right here.